Welcome to the KR Films Entertainment channel. Today I'll show you a thriller mystery film, The Hidden Face. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film begins with Adrian, a young orchestra conductor, viewing the recorded video of his girlfriend Berlin telling him that she will be leaving him. Berlin pleads with him not to look for her hater because she can't be with him anymore, even though she still loves him. That night, despite the grotesque weather, Adrian goes to a bar to drink his sorrows away. Adrian comes across one of the waitresses, Fabiana, while seeking solace in alcohol. Hours later, Adrian has to leave as the bar needs to close. To drunk Adrian bumps into a man, causing a physical fight. The man's wife immediately meddles and takes her husband away, leading Adrian on the front porch drunk and bruised. Fabienne it comes out as they leave, and after seeing Adrian state, she takes the initiative and drives Adrian car to get him home. The following day, Adrian wakes up in Fabienne his place as he was too drunk last night to tell her where he lives, so Fabienne it brings him to her home and stay. Fabiana does not bother to hide her interest in him, but Adrian leaves her place after returning to the senses without giving her any hormone opportunity. Later that night, Adrian goes to the bar again and apologizes to Fabienne for how he reacted earlier. He also thanks her for helping him last night after her shift. Adrian takes Fabienne it to the orchestra owned by his uncle. Adrian talks about his work happily and relaxedly. Adrian then tries to kiss Fabiana, but she stopped him from doing so since she's worried about his relationship status. Adrian assures her that he neither has a girlfriend or wife. After hearing that, the horny Fabiana let him tongue massage her. They continue the massage session at Adrian's place, where there's a full-length mirror in front of the bed. The two flirt their hormones in front of it before moving to the next session. The following day, Fabiana wakes up before Adrian and heads to the bathroom, where she hears strange noises from underneath the sink. Fabiana pays no attention to that and wanders around the place. Fabiana finds what seems to be a workplace near the window, but before she can look through it, Adrian comes down and takes her the kitchen to cook breakfast. They take their food outside under the shade of a tree, where they can appreciate the picturesque view. Later that night, the police investigators in charge of Glenn's mysterious disappearance come to Adrian's place while Fabienne is there. A bald police investigator informs Adrian that the immigration confirmed that Berlin hasn't left the country. He looks around the house with his police partner while interrogating Adrian. Adrian tells them that he and Berlin have rented the house for 2 months, and when she disappeared, she only left a workshop and a few other things. As the policemen investigate the property, Adrian tells Fabienne that the Berlin left him for another man and he is tried every means to contact Berlin but failed. Later that night, Fabienne it takes a long time in the bathtub while Adrian decides to play the piano downstairs. While lying in the bathtub, Fabienne feels and sees the waterways move towards her like something from inside the walls is causing them to act this way. Fabiana immediately leaves the tub when lightning suddenly strikes, causing the electricity power to go out. Adrian quickly goes upstairs and calms her down. Seconds later, the power returns and the creepiness she once felt quickly turns in the last. They begin massaging each other, but then Fabienne asked Adrian to get the peeping dog up. The following night, the investigator goes to the bar where Fabienne works and turns her to stay away from Adrian. He informs Fabiana that Adrian is a suspect in Berlin's disappearance. After work, Fabiana watches Adrian with a smile on her face as he performed the orchestra. The following day, while Fabienne enjoys the warm shower, the water suddenly turns to hot, scalding her skin. She immediately turns it off and checks her shoulder or in the mirror. Then she hears that noise underneath the bathroom sink. This time it freaked her out, but her attention get redirected to the peeping dog. Later that day, while Adrian at work, Fabienne it has been jumping on the bed. While doing so, she notices something on the floor beside the bedside table is a little silver-like space and a key necklace underneath it. That Yana takes it and wears it on her neck in front of the full-length mirror. Suddenly the lights go out again due to the thunder strikes, and at the same time Fabiana hears a noise coming downstairs. Although very frightened, Fabiana checks that out. As the thunder rumbles again, Fabienne spots a shadow pass by the window, charming in with the dog's sudden barking. Scared, Fabienne accidentally knocks on a chair, causing her to trip and hit her head on the piano. Fabienne wakes up soon after with Adrian in the house, and the power has already returned after taking pain medication. Fabienne it tells her worries. She believes there's a ghost and let Adrian hear the weird sound underneath the sink. Adrian thinks it's the wind through the plumbing, but Fabiana disagrees. The following day, the investigators contact Adrian and ask him to identify a body they found, possibly Berlin's. Adrian goes to the Dauer office as instructed, and to his expectation, the body is not the Lenz. Adrian returns home and goes to their bathroom. After hearing Fabiana talking, he asks who she's talking to. And Fabiana replies that she's just looking for a book. She then asks how it went with ADA office. Adrian informs her about what happened and assures Fabian that the Berlin is no longer in his life. Fabian stares intently at the bathroom mirror as she embraces Adrian. The scene reveals that Berlin is indeed alive but is trapped in the secret room behind the two-way mirror. Furious as she sees them, the flashbacks play to the event before Blend gets trapped in that room. One day, Adrian informs Bolan that he has been chosen to perform the Bogota Philharmonic, says he will stay there for a year. Adrian asks Belinda come with him despite the disadvantages. Blend agrees and Sunny start building their lives together in Colombia, but then Adrian begins to be close to someone else. Once after a performance, Blend catches Adrian talking with one of the violinists, Veronica. They exchange pleasantries, but it's undeniable that there's tension around them. They soon start looking for a place to stay and fortunately come across a widow woman named Landlord. Landlord shows her house's simple yet fancy interior to Berlin, and they develop a friendship since they both have chosen to leave their homeland for the men they love. Landlord has been living in the city, so she decides to rent the house only if they take care of her peeping dog. This is not a problem for Bolan as she loves dogs, and the couple soon moves into the home. One day, Blend decides to surprise Adrian in his office, but as Adrian's uncle opens the door, this smile on their faces vanishes as they see Veronica inside, ruining the surprise. They're not doing anything, and Adrian tells them that he and Veronica are just talking, nothing else. More on the way home, Blend confront Adrian about his relationship with Veronica because it's not the only time she has seen a dream with Veronica alone together. Berlin is jealousy and down to soon create a crack in their relationship, and in no time there's no trust anymore. She confronts Adrian about his tax and calls with Veronica, and to her dismay, Adrian confirms that he has flirted with Veronica. Adrian explains that nothing happened between them sexually because he cannot hurt her, which doesn't make sense to Berlin. So while Adrian that work, Blend shares her sentiments with Landlord since she confirmed Adrian's affair with Veronica. Blend wonders how Adrian would react if she died or something happened to her. Landlord then suggests testing Adrian to teach him a lesson. She takes Blend to the main bedroom, slides the plywood from the bookshelf, and puts a key necklace to unlock the secret keyhole. The full-length mirror beside the shelf opens, revealing a hidden room. Landlord informs Bolan that her husband built the room because he was always afraid for his life as he was a former Nazi officer. Landlord explains that the glasses are reinforced and a one-way vision as they come in. This means they compete the people outside without them being aware. The room is utterly soundproof and the glass door is hermetically sealed, but there is a speaker can let her hear everything. There is a generator for the light, a toilet, a sink, and a bed for her comfort. Landlord bids goodbye after that. Later that day, Blend films her goodbye message to Adrian stating that she cannot be with him anymore despite her love for him. After that, she immediately packs up her stuff, which he puts in the hidden room. She then hears the dog barking, which means Adrian is home, so she quickly makes a posted note on the camera. As she hears Adrian coming upstairs, Blend promptly grabbed her back and runs to the hidden room, unknowingly dropping the key necklace under the sewer-like space. She stands by the door and watches as Adrian begins to panic. After watching her video, he checks the cabinet and the bathroom looking for her stuff. But when all he finds are her cream and toothbrush, Adrian tries to contact her as Adrian is devastated. Berlin, on the other hand, is filled with joy as she thinks that Adrian truly cares for her and their relationship. The land cannot bear to see him like that anymore, so she looks for the key necklace in her bag only to realize their mistake. Blend starts pounding on the doors, screaming, hoping that Adrian will hear her, but her attempts are in vain because Adrian cannot hear her in the slightest. There's also no signal in the room and the door is shut. No matter what she does, Adrian goes to the police with his uncle and the camera to ask for their help to find Bolan. The bald investigator asked about the last time they saw Bolan, and Adrian's uncle informed the police about what Blend saw in Adrian's office the day before she was gone. Days go by and Blend starts digging a hole in the wall with the first sharp thing she can find. She also looks for food, but all she can find are expired canned goods. She has to take them in order to stay alive. Every day pain and guilt consume Berlin as she sees Adrian seeking solace in alcohol. All because of what she did. But then comes one night, Blend kicks the tubes on the ground hoping that Adrian can hear. As expected, he can't hear, but she manages to make the sink water move. Blend repeatedly bangs a pipe on the tubes, creating smart water rebels, but to her dismay, Adrian doesn't even know. Is it just as hope comes to her again, things start going downhill. The generator breaks and she watches and listens with no choice as Adrian makes love with his new girl Fabiana. The next morning, as Fabiana goes to the bathroom, it reveals that the strange sound she heard from the sink is Blend's voice calling her a hormone bitch. The sink in the hidden room connected to the outside bathroom. Blend quickly shouts at the top of her lungs for help. Fails miserably. The next scene also reveals that the rebels in the bathtub are villains doing, and so is the water turning to hot while Fabiana is under the shower. Blend turned the knob on the wall to drink water, but it turns out it's actually the norm for the shower water temperature. Then comes one night when Fabian accidentally finds the key necklace in a go. Again, Blend repeatedly screams, thinking Fabienne is going to hear her. Blend is almost out of food and hope until she sees an opportunity while Adrian is away. Fabienne goes to the bathroom sink to confirm her theory. Truth enough, Blend starts banging on the tubes, creating the water rebels. Fabienne asks questions, and every time Blend answers for the tide, Blend happily bangs on the tours. Fabienne asks if it's a communicating alive, but trapped behind the mirror as she can only communicate with Blend through the bathroom. Fabiana searches for the keyhole on her own. She inserts the key, but then she doesn't turn it as she realizes something. She will be gone in Adrian life if she frees Berlin. She quickly returns to the bathroom and apologizes to Berlin as she cannot let her come back to Adrian life and ruin what they have. Just then Adrian comes in and Fabienne allies to him, keeping her discovery to herself and leaving the land enraged and with no hope. The following day, Fabienne moves all their stuff to the other bedroom as she doesn't want any reminder of Berlin. Meanwhile, Adrian meets up with the investigator who warned him not to hurt Fabiana or he will kill him later that night. As she comes home from work, Fabienne tries to communicate with, but then again, because she cannot endure the guilt. However, when she sees no rebels whatsoever, Fabiana quickly realizes something might have happened to in the following day while Adrian at work. The investigator comes to their place and hands an angle up to Fabiana, revealing photos of Adrian with Veronica. The investigator hopes that this will push Fabiana to leave Adrian, but Adrian finally returned to his senses and ends things with Veronica. After finding out the truth, Fabiana opens the secret room as Adrian affair with Veronica bother her too much. She finds the room in mess and what seems to be a dead Berlin lying on the bed, but then Blend suddenly opened her eyes and smashes the lampshade on Fabienne his head, causing Fabiana to lose consciousness and drop. Berlin immediately takes the key from Fabiana and gets out of there as she's now finally free. Blend notices how much she's changed physically. She also receives a voice message from landlord's attorney informing her that the landlord has passed away and her family wants to sell a house. Hours later, as Adrian comes home, he finds the key necklace in the master bedroom. In the picture of him with Berlin posted on the mirror, the film ends with Blend sitting alone by the beach ashore while Fabienne is trapped inside the secret room.